If you're planning to sell your home, there are a few things you absolutely should never say to your real estate agent. I know that sounds strange. I mean, shouldn't you be able to tell your agent anything? But the truth is, saying the wrong thing, even casually, could cost you thousands of dollars, slow down your sale, or even scare off serious buyers. We've seen it happen too many times. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Jessica
from the Balanced Real Estate team in Prescott, Arizona. And in today's video, we're revealing the 5 things home sellers should never say to their real estate agent and what to say instead so you don't sabotage your sale. And stick around to the end because the mistake number 5 is something that seems totally harmless but can destroy your negotiation power in an instant. Let's start with something we hear all the time, and that is, we don't need to sell, or we're not in a hurry to sell. We'll just see what happens. Well, if you don't need to sell, then why are you asking us to sell your home? Now look, we get it. You want to project confidence. You don't want to seem like you're desperate. But here's the issue. If your agent believes you're not serious, they may not fight as hard for your listing. And worse, buyers may use that against you. If that statement makes its way to the other side of the deal, it can weaken your position. Buyers may offer lower or negotiate harder thinking you'll cave in. And in reality, when you send that message to an agent, that agent may not prioritize you as a seller. If that agent doesn't think you're serious about selling, or maybe they think you're just testing the market, that agent may take a step back. The agent may think, well, the seller is afraid to sell right now and I don't want to push it. And that agent may pull back on marketing the home. Here's what to say to your agent instead. We'd love to sell at the right price, and we're ready if the right offer comes along. We had a seller who casually told a neighbor they weren't in a rush, and that neighbor passed that info on to a friend, and that friend's comment was, well, I'm not going to pay what they want, so they'll be waiting for a long time. And then that friend told a bunch of others the same thing, and it set the tone before we even had the home listed.
Here's another thing we hear all the time. We put a lot of money into this home, so it's worth more. This one comes from a place of pride, and we totally understand. You've invested time, money, and energy into your home. And to you, that's worth a lot of money. Unfortunately, saying this can cause tension during pricing discussions. And we have to say, you're welcome to do your own research on which homes have sold, but make sure you look at properties in your area or subdivision that have sold and take note of how long they stayed on the market before they were sold. Check what the listing price was before the property actually sold. Look at photos in the listings and compare them realistically to your home. And here's the thing. Buyers do not care what you paid for upgrades. They care about what it's worth today in the market. For example, a $50,000 kitchen remodel is not going to get you $50,000. It might add $20,000 in resale value depending on the market. According to the National Association of Realtors Remodeling Impact Report, sellers recoup only between 60 to 80% of most home improvement costs. Here is what to ask your realtor instead. How do my upgrades compare to other homes in this price range in my neighborhood? Let's look at it this way. It would be like trying to sell your used car for more because you put in a $2,000 stereo system. That might matter to you, but buyers are still going to compare it to other cars in the lot, and that stereo isn't going to matter.
The third thing sellers say to their agent, we can always lower the price later. Ugh, this one is a silent deal killer. Here's the reality. The longer your home sits on the market, the less desirable it looks to buyers. Overpricing and waiting to lower it later can lead to stale listings, price cuts, and eventually offers below what you could have gotten had you priced it right from the start. Homes in the Prescott area that sell within the first 30 days often get 98 to 100% of asking price. After 60 days, that number drops. And when buyers are looking on websites like Realtor.com and Zillow, and your home is still there, they start wondering what's wrong with the home. Here's what you should say to your realtor instead. Let's price it where it will attract the most interest. We had a seller price their home high just to try, and we got crickets for months. After reducing the price a couple of times, we got an offer, but it was under the recently reduced price. The home sat on the market for 99 days. It should have sold in less than 30.
The next thing to never say to your realtor is, don't worry, we're flexible on the price. This one sounds helpful, but it's not, and it's dangerous. When you tell your agent, or worse, a buyer, that you're flexible on price, you're giving up leverage. Even if you're open to negotiation, you never want to lead with that. First of all, price your home correctly and let your agent guide that conversation based on strategy and market dynamics. Here's what to say to your agent instead. We're willing to have a conversation if the right offer comes in, but we believe this is fair market value. Imagine going to a job interview and saying, I'll take whatever salary you think is fair, not the best move for getting a great salary.
The fifth thing you never want to say to your agent is, we'll just wait for a better offer. Let us tell you this. This one has cost sellers so much money over the years. Here's the scenario. You get a decent offer, but it's not quite perfect, and you're emotionally attached to your home and you want more. So you say, let's wait for a better one. But in many markets, including Prescott, that next offer might not come for weeks or ever. Momentum is everything in real estate. That first offer often ends up to be the best one, and sometimes the only one. We had sellers turn down a great offer, $10,000 under asking, hoping someone else would beat it. Months later, after open houses every weekend and expansive marketing plan, they never got another offer. Instead, they hired a different agent and then accepted an offer $25,000 lower with much tougher terms. They should have taken the first offer. Here's what to say to your agent instead. Let's weigh the offer carefully and look at the full picture, not just the price.
And here's a bonus in regard to what you should say to your agent. Tell me what I don't want to hear. I want the truth. Great agents don't sugarcoat. They protect you with honesty and strategy. If you're upfront and open, your agent can guide you to the sale that meets your goals and gets you top dollar.
If you're thinking about selling your home here in Prescott, Arizona, whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or relocating, we're here to help. We help people just like you sell smart, avoid common pitfalls, and walk away with more money and less stress. Thanks so much for watching. If this video helped you, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next video about buying, selling, and living in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. You can call or text us at 928-925-9802 or 602-738-2920 or click on the links in the description to connect. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.